Hello, how are you doing? My name is José Rey, and I'm a film critic for Flixion. Thank you so much for playing this video, where we'll discuss the new and quick film by the beloved Yorgos Lanthimos, Kind of Kindness. Besides hitting theaters, we must remember it was first presented recently at the Cannes Festival, where it was well received. During the long months of the pandemic, Yorgos Lanthimos didn't waste time. The director wrote and directed 2 stories consecutively. The first to see the light was the acclaimed and multi-award winning Poor Things, which recently scandalized and enchanted much of the audience. Now he presents this new film that, rather than a movie, is actually a miniseries that snuck up on us without warning. The film lasts almost 3 hours and consists of 3 stories that at first glance have no relation to each other apart from sharing certain themes and having the same actors. The main addition to Kind of Kindness is the return of Efthimis Filippou as a co-writer of Yorgos Lanthimos' films. In case you didn't know, Lanthimos is a Greek director who, together with Efthimis Filippou, also Greek, made several successful films not only in their country but were also acclaimed by various European film festivals, thus giving him an opportunity in Hollywood. After that, Lanthimos no longer worked with this screenwriter, and that is noticeable in the movies he made afterwards. The films they worked on together, and which are considered the most typical of the director, were Dogtooth, Alps, The Lobster, and The Killing of a Sacred Deer. In other words, this new film promised to bring back the Lanthimos, who became famous at film festivals for his absurd and bizarre original stories, as if a Greek film was made in Hollywood. The 3 stories in Kind of Kindness are The Death of RMF, RMF is flying, and RMF eats a sandwich. In them, we will see the different human miseries that the director likes so much, under an extended dark humor that, as almost always, is not for everyone. Fetishes, mutilations, cannibalism, unrestrained sex, unpleasant images, satire, violence, and dead animals are all there. But if we have to define, a boring and inexplicable exercise in this case, what the main plot of this miniseries is, we can understand that it is about the abuse of power. All the main characters move under the shadow of a person who psychologically dominates the other. Interestingly, one of the most praised aspects of Poor Things was the optimism it left towards the end. Here, everything is defeatism. The main virtue of this film is the performances. Each one of them stands out a lot, but the special mentions clearly go to Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe, and Jesse Plemons. There's not much to say that hasn't already been said about these actors. The recent Oscar winner could win another. Dafoe never fails, and the latter makes it clear why he won the Best Actor award at Cannes. Now, if the performances are what save your film, this means that everything else leaves something to be desired. The truth is that the big problem with Kind of Kindness is that it's ultimately a mini-series. Each story lasts approximately 45 minutes, and since each one is meant to be taken as an individual entity, it ends up taking all the necessary time to develop. This causes the overall picture to not be as sustainable. Lanthimos already demands a lot of patience. We know that his films are strange, cruel, and have absurd starting points. Almost 3 hours of human misfortunes, exaggerated or not, end up being tiring. What were initially uncomfortable laughs become sepulchral silences. Of course, being fair to the film, we must also say that there's a subjective side to all of this. If you, as a viewer, like the stories presented in this film, you will probably have a good time and consider it a good movie. That was not my case. The stories are fine, especially the last one, but it still feels like they were taken from a season of Black Mirror. In other words, they're fine, but not good enough to make a movie. It's worth mentioning that I'm not the biggest fan of Lanthimos, neither the original nor the Americanized. However, I have always recognized his work and let myself be carried away by his absurd arguments that create different stories. Kind of Kindness is far from that. It's more of a robbery without a gun. This was my review of Kind of Kindness. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth reviews and cinematic insights. Your support means the world to us. What did you think of Kind of Kindness? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep watching and keep loving cinema.